After having evolved in terrestrial environments, many plants and animals adapted and diverged to living in more aquatic environments. First, let's learn about hydrophytes. Terrestrial plants first appeared in the Ordovician period over 450 million years ago. Much later, some plants returned to aquatic environments, such as amphiphytes, elodiids, iceutids, helophytes, nymphaids, and plustones, all of which are either fully submerged or partially submerged plants. Why would plants return to water after conquering land? To answer this question, we can consider the benefits of living in an aquatic environment. Living in water provides easier transportation of water and nutrients. But how did these terrestrial plants adapt back to a water environment? Lotuses, for example, are adapted to grow in water up to 2 meters deep, with shoots extending up to 1 meter above the water to access sunlight. Lotuses are also thermogenic, meaning they have the ability to precisely regulate their temperature even when external temperature fluctuates. For a more in-depth example of aquatic adaptations, let's look at seagrasses. All seagrasses share simplified morphology, such as horizontal rhizomes, strap-like leaves, reduced stamen and corolla, and elongated pollen. They have developed a complex root structure to anchor themselves in the sediment and to extract nutrients. Veins transport these nutrients via the vascular system, a trait derived from the terrestrial ancestors and a distinguishing factor between aquatic plants and marine algae. Also, one can compare the process of photosynthesis within seagrasses to the process within marine algae. In seagrasses, photosynthesis occurs only in specialized cells located in the leaves, while photosynthesis is undertaken by all the cells in marine algae. Other hydrophytes have many similar characteristics as the seagrasses. Generally, their adaptations include a modulated photosynthetic apparatus to accommodate for light attenuation through water depth, methods to accommodate for availability of carbon dioxide, which are affected by tidal patterns, pollination, in which they rely on carbonic acid or bicarbonate rather than carbon dioxide, or filiform pollen. Hydrophytes also needed to adapt to high salt concentrations and developed the parenchyma. They can also resort to fermentative metabolism if internal transportation of oxygen is insufficient. Having discussed modifications of hydrophytes on their return to an aquatic habitat, let's take a gander at aquatic mammals. Whales, along with dolphins, porpoises, narwhals, manatees, and dugongs, are obligate ocean dwellers. They are fully aquatic. They eat, breed, and even die in the water. Aquatic mammals that live in water but still reproduce and mate on land are said to be semi-aquatic. Semi-aquatic mammals include seals, sea lions, walruses, and polar bears. We can look at the prehistoric ancestors of present-day whales as a prime example of the mammalian return to the water, along with the adaptations essential for doing so. Modern whales derived from the Pachycetus, a prehistoric dog-sized animal that lived over 50 million years ago in the Ocean epoch. A few million years later, a slightly larger mammal called Amboleucetus evolved and possessed characteristics much more suitable for an aquatic lifestyle, such as a large, powerful tail and shorter legs. Later, we can see the initial immigration of the nasal opening in the Rhodhocetus species and other more amphibious characteristics, such as hip bones that weren't fused to the backbone, thus allowing greater flexibility when swimming. During the late Ocean epoch, the Protocetus were even better suited for the water. They possess long, seal-like bodies and a nasal opening even further up the forehead, thus serving as a precursor of a blowhole. Maiacetus and Zyrogoria also lived during the late Ocean epoch, and like the Protocetus, they had front limbs hinged at the elbow. This shows that these prehistoric ancestors were still crawling on land for activities such as breeding. All aquatic mammals evolved towards a hydrodynamic body structure, which is essential for chasing prey and likewise evading predators. To achieve this hydrodynamic structure, we can see that modern aquatic mammals, such as otters, possess webbed forelimbs, while other aquatic mammals, such as whales, dolphins, and so on, have forelimbs that have adapted into fins. We have discussed how a specific aquatic mammal, the whale, derived from a terrestrial mammal and used this example to display more general adaptations that were essential for aquatic mammals to thrive. But what attracted mammals toward the water in the first place? What are the advantages of living in the water? General advantages for animals living in the water include support, a habitat with moderate temperatures, the possibility of external fertilization, and currents that carry nourishment, thus allowing even sessile animals to thrive. The water provides support to animals by providing buoyancy. Larger obligate aquatic animals, like whales, will die if they become beached, because their body weight crushes their organs. The water also provides a habitat within a moderate temperature range. It acts as a buffer because water requires more energy and time to cool or heat up than air. External fertilization is possible because water can transport gametes. All plants and animals derive from aquatic ancestors, some of which return to the water. Hydrophytes and aquatic mammals gain the benefits of access to new food sources, a lower gravity habitat, and a habitat with a more moderate temperature range. Though there are the disadvantages of less access to oxygen and sunlight. We study organismal biology to understand how different life forms adapt to their environments to maximize their advantages, such as access to nutrients and energy forms, while minimizing their disadvantages, such as the threat of desiccation or predators.